Philadelphia, it's another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, and you are tuned in to Music Talk Radio. And I am your host, Brittney O'Rourke, wanting you all to know that the segment today is brought to you by the Publicity and Advertising Division of American Advertising Services. For free, absolutely free advertising help, make sure you guys give them a call at 484-562-0060. Again, that's 484-562-0060. All right, calling all musicians. Everybody seems to kind of start on the piano, or so I seem to kind of see that. So I've got the best of the best of the best, only the longest established piano rebuilding facility in the world. Right here with me, the co-owner of Cunningham Piano Company, Mr. Rich
Galassini.
How did I forget that? That's so
Brittney,
weird.
It took me until I was 7 years old to spell it myself. That's all right.
Rich Galassini, but I said it right, and it flew out of my head.
That's all right. I have to tell you, Music Talk is an incredible service to the community.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you're doing this because I've heard other people. You had a guitarist on here.
Yes.
So it's wonderful.
Yes.
I'm going to keep tuning in, and more
Please
people
do.
should tune into the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. That's awesome. Rich, you are the man, co-owner of Cunningham Piano Company. Really? I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's talk Cunningham Piano Company. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
You guys started in 1891. I know
Absolutely.
you're not that old. I can't say you guys. However, they've been established since 1891.
Yeah.
Not slowing down, clearly.
No, that's true. And I do want to just a little housekeeping. You said right at the beginning that we are the oldest rebuilder of pianos
Yes.
in the world. Well, that's not true.
No?
No, but we certainly are the oldest and most respected piano company in the greater Philadelphia area from this what the heck am I trying to say?
This region, this area. That's what it's about. It's all about us, Philly. What's up?
From this perspective here, we have people that send us their instruments from all over the world.
Wow.
We have done rebuilding for professors of music at Curtis Institute.
Wow.
From Indiana University.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Good.
For Westminster Choir College, lots of other schools and universities and professionals all around the region.
Wow.
And I mean, we talked about this a little bit. If you have a beautiful hand-built piano, a piano that was hand-built has a finite age.
Right.
You know, it'll perform for 50, 60, 70 years, but then it needs to be fully rebuilt, which is a specialty.
Right.
You don't want just anybody doing that work.
Right.
And we've developed a reputation over 122 years.
Wow.
For a long time that's what we do.
I love it. And you even mentioned that most of your customers are customers that already have a piano. And you said, well, think about, Britt, why wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They started with one. And, of course, what do we all want? We all want to upgrade.
That's right. Well, here's the thing. We do a huge rental business. If there's a musician coming through who needs an instrument to play with a local orchestra and they need to rent one, maybe they're at a concert hall that doesn't have a piano.
Yeah.
Well, that's a natural thing, and that might be their first introduction to us as a professional.
Wow.
But dozens and dozens, hundreds, thousands of people are listening right now saying, I'd love for my child to start out on piano. Well, they don't have an instrument.
Right.
But once someone enjoys piano, it's just like anything else.
Yes, you're stuck in it.
You're stuck in it, and you might want more.
Of course.
And there's always more.
Absolutely. I love it. So let's talk about where you guys are located. You're out in Germantown, correct?
We're on Germantown Avenue. We've been there since World War II.
Wow.
In Germantown. And the location that we're there is very much a destination. We have folks come from New York City on a regular basis, from Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And as I mentioned before, we've shipped pianos to Europe, to Asia, all over the world because of the work that we do.
Wow. You told me some really interesting things earlier today. You mentioned there are more moving parts in a piano than there are in a vehicle. That stood out.
True.
That's insane.
Yeah. And they have to be adjusted. For instance, the action, all the keys on a piano.
Yeah.
There's lots of moving parts behind them that make it all work. So all of those have to be adjusted like a watch.
Wow.
If they're not adjusted like a watch, it's not going to it's not going to give you what you need.
Right.
It won't be the best instrument for expression.
Wow. So you're the co-owner of Cunningham Piano Company. How did that come about? Like, what's your story? Tell us your story.
Yeah.
Who is this rich guy? Who is rich?
Well, I'm just a Philadelphia musician. That's what I am. I went to Temple University.
Woohoo!
I studied music education and music performance there, and actually taught music in Philadelphia for about 4 seconds.
Okay.
It wasn't what I needed to do with my life, but I had known of Cunningham Piano. Most musicians who play piano know of them. And they needed help.
Yeah.
So 27 years ago, I started with them.
thinking.
And in fact, while I was in college, I toured the restoration facility, the factory, never thinking I'd work there, let alone own the place.
Wow.
And that experience of seeing restoration and rebuilding happening right there
Yeah.
in a way that I'd never even thought was even possible,
Mm-hmm.
it changed the way I thought about the instrument.
Wow. Wow. It struck that passion that you have.
That's right. And since then, I've been with the company. It's a tremendous venue. And as an owner, you know, in a lot of companies, an owner has employees that he needs to tell what to do.
Uh-huh.
That's not the situation that I have. We have artisans, rebuilders, musicians, and experts. Really, yes, at the end of the day, I'm the owner, but I work with a team, and we share a vision on what we want to do and what we want our instruments to be and where we want to go with them.
Wow.
If
And
that
it
makes
works.
any yeah, it does.
It works.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm sure that every day is different. But on a day-to-day basis, just run me briefly of what it means to be the co-owner of Cunningham Piano.
Well, I didn't expect that question. That's a good one, though. It's a good one.
That's what I do.
So, on a day-to-day basis, well,
You get up how early?
it depends on the day.
Okay.
But I'm an early riser.
Okay.
And I do try to. I'm a hands-on kind of person. So if someone comes into our facility, I want to be able to be there to say hello,
Wow.
even if I'm not waiting on them, even if there's another person who's going to help.
Right.
It might be a church that owns a Mason and Hamlin or a Bosendorfer or a Steinway that's 100 years old, and they don't want to replace it. They want to save that instrument and
Right.
have it serve them for another generation.
Right.
Well, we have people that will help them go through that entire process. I can't do that with everybody, but I'm the kind of person that wants to be there to say hello and to be there if there's any additional questions.
That's awesome.
So I'm an early riser.
That says a lot about you.
Well, you know, it's fun. That's fun, meeting musicians that may have driven several hours.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, we had the Piano Technicians Guild, because the Piano Technicians Guild is an old school association of piano technicians, and their mission is to educate each other.
Is it kind of like a union?
It's not really a union, no, not in that business sense. It's really more about furthering the art of being a piano technician or rebuilder.
Gotcha.
But they support each other. Now, from Syracuse, New York, that entire chapter came and spent the entire afternoon in our facility, because you can't see a facility like this very often.
Oh, wow.
You know? So a couple of months ago, that might be one way that I spend my day. I might go out to a school and give a presentation on the history of piano. I did that this past summer at a special program called the Taubman Institute that was happening at Temple University, my alma mater.
Wow.
So we do some really interesting, cool things.
Absolutely. Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So there are articles, and of course we read different things about why a child should play the piano.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted you to just touch on that a bit, how it affected you in
Well,
a positive way, obviously. So, and
sure.
you know, just different things that it comes along with being Cunningham Piano. That it's bigger than just a piano.
Well, you said something just a moment ago about children starting. Why
Yeah.
should a parent have their child start piano?
Right.
Well, first of all, our brains treat music very much like math, okay? So if you're a violinist, or let's just say a violinist or a trumpet player, you're playing a melody instrument. So as you play a piece of music from beginning through the end, you're making musical decisions, very much like higher math. Higher math is not 2 + 2 = 4.
Right.
You have to take a lot of steps, make
True.
decisions, and come to a resolution at the end of that problem.
Very true.
I don't pretend to understand the science behind that, but in layman's terms, as best as I can grasp it,
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Wow.
So because of that, there's a huge correlation. Kids that do well in music tend to do better in math.
Wow.
They tend to do better in science. They tend to learn languages easier.
Wow.
So these are really important skills that a lot of parents would love for their kids to have.
Yeah.
That's a reason to start a musical instrument to begin with. Now, remember the effect that I just said. A trumpet player is doing a melody, right?
Of course.
Or a violinist is doing a melody. As a pianist, are you doing just one melody?
No.
Right.
No.
We've got 10 fingers.
Yeah.
So we might be doing 3, 4, or 5 interwoven melodies at once. So that effect is more profound with keyboard players.
Wow.
And just to prove that, now, we didn't talk about this. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
No.
Can you name 3 classical composers?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Beethoven,
Yes,
Mozart,
yes.
and Bach.
There you go. All right, now, I didn't care who you said, because you could have said any one of hundreds of men,
Of course.
right, and women.
Yes. Please.
But virtually all of the greatest composers
Mm-hmm.
of the classical era were keyboard players.
Absolutely.
That's because of that profound effect that I was talking to you about.
Wow.
So it's not an accident. So, you know, if a family were to ask me, my kid wants to play trombone. Should I do that? Well, of course you should do that.
Right. You're not against any other instrument.
Of course not.
Right.
But piano does prepare children in a different way than a melody instrument does.
Wow. Skills gained, the Mozart effect, the window of opportunity. Wow. We've got it where they've got this article. We're reading it. It's amazing.
And also, in addition to what I was talking about, and this is true for any music now, a child who studies music, they're getting working skills. Remember we talked earlier?
Uh-huh.
And fine and gross motor skills?
Yeah.
Kids that study music have better attention span.
That makes plenty of sense.
If they're learning a skill like this, of course, it's going to help their
self-esteem.
self-esteem.
Absolutely.
Math, reading skills, self-expression.
Communication. Absolutely. Yes. That's huge.
They have better concentration levels. Wow. There's a discipline to it.
True.
To be a musician, you've got to do something with other musicians.
Absolutely.
You got to
listening
listen.
Skills.
That's right. Listening skills. Logic skills, abstract thinking, memory, willingness to learn it. It's creativity.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could go on and on, but obviously I'm a little passionate about this. This is a big part of what I do.
love the passion. I love the passion. Right. So if you guys are thinking, even just remotely considering learning the piano, it doesn't matter how old you are. 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old people that have never touched it before can be just as amazing as a child.
Well,
True
that's
story?
true. Yeah, that's true. I want to expand on that.
Go ahead, please.
Can I? Okay. So the window of opportunity, the younger a child starts, the more profound these effects will be on their life and how it will affect them in other parts of the field.
Makes sense.
But, our brains are not always as dynamic as when we're 12 years old. In fact, I've heard people say that as young as 35, our brains start on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah. So what does that mean? What that means is, you mentioned my day-to-day job.
Right.
If all I do is my day-to-day job, my brain learned how to do that when I was 20.
Right. So now it's repetition. It's no longer
repetition.
learning.
It's in a rut. We're thinking the same way. The brain is working the same way.
Right.
One beautiful thing about music, particularly music that has lots of different melodies, is that we're using several parts of our brain. It's not as simple as left brain, right brain.
Right.
But it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
We're using all these different skills at once, and it's sort of like, it's brain exercise.
Right, which is necessary.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And it has been shown for older folks because there is such a thing as music therapy. Music therapy is a tremendous field.
Right.
It can be used for so many things, but one huge use it has is for older population. The older you are, the more you need music and music making in your life.
Exactly. That's crazy. That's a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take a short break right now, Rich. It's all good. We'll be back. Don't
right.
worry.
I'll be here.
We've got more to talk about, so
Yes.
you guys stay tuned.
We're a Philadelphia advertising agency, American Advertising Services, and our job is to create solutions for your business problems. Do you want more customers, more sales for your products or business services? American Advertising has helped many, many area companies, large ones, small ones, family-owned, firms just like yours. If you are in business and serious, make American Advertising your advertising agency. Per job assignments welcomed. American Advertising Services. We are serious about helping your business.
American Advertising Services is located at 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. You can call them at 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060. Into rock and roll? Then visit Philadelphia's Hard Rock Cafe. Enjoy the huge menu and especially view the memorabilia. There's the legendary Jim Morrison jacket acquired from Danny Sugarman, manager of The Doors. Then see the guitar that John Mayall created. He played with Eric Clapton. Elton John's Uncle Sam costume. Shakira's leather pants. The list goes on. Memorabilia from Jimi Hendrix and Joan Jett. Come in for lunch or dinner or enjoy a cocktail at the Hard Rock Cafe Bar. The Hard Rock Cafe, 12th and Market Streets in Philadelphia. It's an experience. Also hosting corporate events, social gatherings, bar and bat mitzvahs. Hard Rock Cafe is COOL, cool. 12th and Market Street, 215-238-0639, 215-238-0639, 12th and Market Street in Philadelphia. It's new, a grand music venue in the heart of the main line. Now open, see the schedule of performances at www.ardmoremusichall.com. The venue is located at the legendary 23 East Lancaster Avenue address in Ardmore, once known for its musical talent. Free parking nearby. For full information and tickets, see their webpage at ardmoremusichall.com. That's ardmoremusichall.com or call 610-649-8389, 610-649-8389. That webpage again, ardmoremusichall.com.
Are you having a holiday get-together or celebration? Music can make your event. Call Music at 484-562-0067. Allow them to provide the music, a DJ, a band. Musicians are individuals, choir, or gospel. Call Music at 484-562-0067. Again, that's 484-562-0067.
The major holidays are almost upon us. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's. Are you prepared for your holiday party events and other needs? Call Whims for Rent. They are a professional event planning company and can package your entire business or personal holiday event, or simply provide specific needs. They provide entertainment such as DJs or three-piece bands, Christmas carol choirs, or even Santa Claus. Other entertainment possibilities include walk-around magicians, fortune tellers, or look-alike celebrities. They aid large corporate events, smaller business attractions, and family affairs. Just tell them your goals. For a free consultation and free ideas, contact Whims for Rent at 484-562-0067. Again, that's 484-562-0067. They are located at 29 Bala Ave in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania, or visit them on the web at www.phillybizmedia.com.
The internet today is a must for businesses and organizations to represent themselves. A must. For the generations of business owners who did not have the advantage of an internet education beginning in grade school, there is basic help. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. Our organization of marketing personnel, traditional and IT, will set up basic internet advertising aids for your business or organization at a modest fee. Basics. No big deals, no big costs, just basics. Plus a free get-to-know-your-goals meeting. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. That's 484-562-0060. Be with it, or else you will be out of it. Again, call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060.
Need a speaker for your business meeting, organization, social group? Need a speaker who is entertaining, informative, or both? Need a speaker who is an authority on a subject close to your interests? We provide them. We are this region's Speakers Bureau. Call us at 484-562-0067. 484-562-0067.
The West Point Army Cadets and Midshipmen of the Naval Academy will compete for the Army-Navy Soccer Cup here at PPL Park, home of the Philadelphia Union. The world-class men's soccer match will be Friday, November 8th. It's open to the public. Friday, November 8th at PPL Park. Tickets are as low as $13, and the $13 includes parking. Reserved seats are $28 and also include parking. Tickets can be obtained online at ComcastTix.com. That's ComcastTix.com for the Army-Navy Soccer Cup. You can also purchase tickets at 1-800-298-4200 or at PPL Park box office. Again, that's 1-800-298-4200.
And we are back. I am your host, Brittney O'Rourke. This is Music Talk, and I am talking with Rich Galassini today, who is the co-owner of Cunningham Piano. I know you guys know the name. We've got a lot to cover in a short period of time, unfortunately, Rich. But it's all good. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm enjoying myself, Brittney.
Yay, good. We are enjoying you. Question.
Yeah.
Jonathan Coopersmith.
Oh, yeah.
Big name. We know this guy, right? Director of Musical Studies, the Curtis Institute.
That's right.
The Philadelphia Singers, one of the conductors. Nashira, artistic director. You know this guy?
I know this guy, and you know everybody, don't you?
I try.
Yeah, that's what you do. Well, yes. Jonathan is one of the colleagues here in the Philadelphia area who does an awful lot of
Yes.
Great stuff.
Yes. How do you know this guy?
How do I know? Well, I know him as a customer and a colleague, but
Wow.
as a customer now, remember we were chatting about the restoration that we do.
Absolutely.
His family has purchased the restored Bosendorfer. His family has purchased the Steinway, but he also recently purchased a new Cunningham.
Wow.
So
Wow.
sometimes people who love music and enjoy this, and this is what they do for a living, they're not satisfied with one piano.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But Jonathan, did you visit our website?
I did.
Okay, very good. So you know a little bit.
CunninghamPiano.com, people.
That's right.
CunninghamPiano.com. 2 N's. CunninghamPiano.com. Yes.
So that's how I know Jonathan. But we do enjoy having a relationship with many colleagues in the Philadelphia area and outside the Philadelphia area.
Wow.
You might know the name Andre Watts while we're dropping names.
Yeah.
When he was coming through, it's now about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, he did play a fundraising concert on a Cunningham piano, and he said the new Cunningham piano has a beautiful, warm singing tone.
Wow.
So not only do we rebuild and do restorations, but
Yeah.
we offer the new Cunningham. That's our design.
Wow.
And you can find out all about that, how it came to be, what it is today, by going to our website. It's all explained there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a phone number they can call as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We have an 800 number, so wherever you are, because I know people can be listening to this on the internet these days.
Right.
That just boggles my mind.
It should.
But so our and yet it does. But our 800 number is 800-394-1117.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome. You guys are all over the place. 2011 Best of Philly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is that the first time? Did you mention that's the first time like a piano company was in there?
Well, actually, in the past 20 years that I've known of Best of, it's been around longer than that.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 times that they chose pianos as part of their Best of Philly, and we were the Best of Philly both times.
That is huge.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
kinda
it.
cool.
I love it.
That's nice.
And then Philadelphia Life just this past year, Best of the Best 2013.
Yeah, that's like a kind of a
Wow.
Best of Philly thing for the region as well.
Right.
That's right.
That is
And,
a big deal.
You know, that sounds wonderful, but frankly, there's nobody else in the greater Philadelphia that
That's
does
doing it.
all the kinds of things that we do.
True.
You know,
Very
there just
true.
isn't. So,
Very true.
but we have a lot of fun.
Wow. I love it.
So we were also chatting about things that are going to be coming up.
Right.
So when someone listens to this broadcast, they might say, "Well, you know, Britt, you talked about the events that Cunningham Piano has. We didn't chat about this, but we also do highline organs.
Wow.
Highline organs that might go into a church or synagogue or a concert hall or a college.
Wow. Huge.
And on November 5th, which is Election Day,
Woohoo.
so hopefully there will be some teachers off. But in the evening, we have Dan Miller. Dan Miller is from the West Coast, but he is an internationally renowned organist.
Wow.
So he's going to be at our place giving a concert on the organ at 7:30. Before that, people have to pre-register, so they have to call our number.
Okay.
800-394-1117.
Good.
Okay. To pre-register, you can't just walk into this off the street.
Understood.
But once they do that, they can meet a world-class musician.
Wow.
And in the afternoon, he'll be available just to chat with people. We'll be serving hors d'oeuvres and having wine and champagne, and then we'll have the evening concert. So we do those kinds of events.
Wow.
And if people pay attention to our blog, we are actually in the middle of redesigning our website. So there's going to be a whole section on news and events.
Great.
So you'll be able to go right on our website and see what's happening next month or so.
Wow, that's exciting stuff. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have this thing going on November 5th. You guys, please check it out. If you miss that, CunninghamPiano.com. Again, that's CunninghamPiano.com. Pre-register. He said you can't just walk in. You can't just walk in.
Right. And if folks want to be on a mailing list, right on our homepage, if they page down a little bit, it says join our email list.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you don't have to think or visit our website or wait for us to talk about it here on the radio.
Right.
We'll let you know.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a traveling man. I mentioned that I saw a plexiglass piano.
That's right.
And I asked you who the brand would be. Who makes those?
Yes. Well, there's a couple brands that make it, but there's a beautiful hand-built piano that's made in Braunschweig, Germany, the Schimmel, and they make a plexiglass grand piano.
And you just happened to just leave there.
Yeah. Well, I was there. I was there in Braunschweig, and doing this kind of work as a piano restoration firm. One might think it's a stagnant thing, that nothing has changed in 120 years. Well, it's not entirely true.
Right.
So part of what we do is travel.
Right.
And at the time, I brought my restoration facility manager with me. His name is Jason Andino.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, he might be like, hey, Jason. Before he joined us 5 years ago, he made soundboards for Steinway for 13 years.
Wow.
For the factory in New York City. His father did the same thing for 20 years before that.
Okay.
So he and I went to Braunschweig, Germany. We also visited Berlin. We went to some very high-line European manufacturers
Right.
to try to bring back things that we could use right here in Philadelphia.
Wow.
And that's a part of our business. Frankly, it's a pleasant part of our business, but it is.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And you guys do events, and you said that a lot of times it would be themed. So speaking of European, you brought Europe to Philly not too long ago, right?
We did. Yeah, you heard about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Simon Oss, who is he's the director of Busendorfer. He came to Philadelphia for the day and the evening, and part of what we did, we traveled to the German Society of Pennsylvania, which is on Spring Garden Street, 6th and Spring Garden,
Okay.
and saw the people there. But we wanted to give the general public and musicians an opportunity to meet him, so one of our events was just an afternoon in Vienna. We had Viennese, Austrian foods, we had Austrian wine, we had Austrian music, and, of course, Austrian pianos, and Simon was there. So, yeah, we like to do some fun things like that, and that, part of supporting the arts
Yes.
is giving people a venue to experience the arts.
Absolutely.
And if we don't do that, the arts might not exist.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It's a lot of different art forms dying every day,
Mhm.
which is very unfortunate. But I love people like you that keep it alive.
That's right.
Love it, love it, love it. So someone mentioned to me that we could actually go to the warehouse, check it out, and really just kind of view and take a tour of the facility.
I'm so sorry that. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about this.
Yes.
We offer free facility tours.
Wow.
So we have an entire staff. You can walk in right now and see an 1860 Steinway that has just been fully restored.
Okay, tell me the street. Give me the address.
All right,
I need to know.
5427
Yes.
Germantown Avenue,
Nice.
right here in Philadelphia. We're right across the street from Germantown Friends School.
Okay.
But folks need to set those up. You don't just walk in
Of
for
course,
that.
of course.
So you call 800-394-1117 or go to our website and you can just click and send us an email from there. We can set something up, and that is free. We have pianists, teachers, students, just people who love music,
Wow.
piano technicians.
Yeah. You mentioned that it's kind of like a Philly's version of the Guitar Center. Like musicians can just come out and really do their thing to a degree.
Yeah. Well, we have musicians who just come in and hang out just to see what we have new.
Wow. I
Just
love
to see
it.
what's there now.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
We just got the 2-minute warning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got to go.
I'm having too much fun.
I know. Me too, Rich. But we have to do it. Got to go. But you guys, we have to thank Cunningham Piano for allowing the co-owner to come in, do his thing. Thank you for breaking away from your crazy schedule. I know how it is.
This is absolutely a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad that we got to know each other better.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to keep seeing you at events and at venues and at concerts.
Absolutely.
Because
Thank
you support the arts just like we do. We're on the same team.
We are. We are. And the listeners as well, you guys support the same team. Make sure you visit the website. Make sure you come check it out. Just go out, check out the tour. It's free. It's a free tour. Why not? It might just change your life because Rich said it changed his.
That's right.
So, you guys, we got to get out of here. But I have to let you guys know that this segment has been brought to you today by the Publicity and Advertising Division of American Advertising Services. For absolutely free advertising help, make sure you call these guys. The number is 484-562-0060. Again, 484-562-0060. Until next time,